Welcome back to Sonic and the Secret Rings. Despite being the second real world, we'll be getting our first secret ring here, and the dialogue will not reflect that correctly.
Which, to be fair, Ryan, you purposely went out of your way to do that. So
yes, because you don't have to get the first one when you can. So
I'm just saying, it's not funny or clever. You'd purposely go out of your way and misuse the game and try to blame the game for that, Ryan.
Well, like most players would do, they would just go to the next world when they can.
It's the game's fault for giving me the choice.
I mean, it is, yes. If the game didn't want me playing it a certain way, it shouldn't have given me the option.
I think, yeah, don't write the game assuming that I'm going to get the first ring first. Have it obviously be my third or fourth, depending on how you progress through the game. I don't know what unlocks other missions besides...
You have to do them in a specific order or something. Yeah. I don't really get it because it's not really clear. There's no...
Like, as far as I know, it's just doing certain missions, unlock certain missions. So just do all the missions, and then you'll get all of them eventually.
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah, so Black Knight has a similar problem where, like, it's just a little bit more obvious because as soon as you unlock a new world, you can just go straight to that world and nothing's, like, stopping you. You don't ever have to go back to an old one. But you could, in Black Knight... Like, if you don't feel like going to Titanic Plane or whatever, and you're just doing all the old missions in the older levels, you might be like, okay, well, what's the point? Why am I doing all of these? Like, what do I get? And I think it's like just like
more missions, experience, and
you're playing the game.
More content you unlocked.
Play more of the game, I guess. I don't know. Which, I mean, there's nothing inherently
Why would you want to
that.
play more of a game when you're playing a video game?
I know, like, that's what I was going to say. Like, you know, you should be playing the game to play a game, but it's just the feedback loop kind of is a little bit weird if you feel like you're not
I think it all depends on the quality of the content that you're unlocking.
But also, I think in terms of Black Knight, like, you won't, the game won't let you progress to another level unless, in terms of the story, you should go there. So like you can't progress in gameplay. You can't go further than the story, which is something you can do here because this game is poop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a point where that you unlock the next level. I forget which one it is. You unlock the next level if you go there and do the go to the gold mission. I'm pretty sure that's like the only mission that unlocks, and you have to go back to a previous world in order to unlock the other mission in the world that you had just unlocked. I forget which level it is.
It's the level with the Ifrit.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right.
Because, like, you get there, you have to fight the Ifrit, and they're like, oh, you can't fight it yet. You got to get something else first.
Even though nothing... You need the so-called blue ring of water to douse the Ifrit, even though it literally does nothing in terms of the boss fight.
Sorry, Sonic. No virgins allowed.
Oh, the other thing that happens at the end of the game is that you'll actually unlock the cutscene of like you going to a Razor Jin, like you're about to fight him, because that's the first thing that happens in the last world. You beat the first stage, you're squaring off with a Razor Jin right afterwards. But you also need the secret ring that's in that world, so you have to do the side missions that kind of forget about a Razor Jin. And it's like, oh man, I'm hyped up for a fight, but I can't do it. I gotta do this other stuff first.
You see, ignoring the demon that's about to take over the world in order to do side quests is usually an RPG thing. Like,
Persona.
Well, that's every RPG, really. There's always dumb mini games you can do instead of like actually trying to save the world.
That is literally the whole of Breath of the Wild.
Pretty much,
I know where he is, but I want to go cook some apples first.
Well, to be fair, the king says...
Can't wage war on an empty stomach.
The king does say, Link, you suck. Go and grind until you've got enough hearts in order to beat him.
And put some fucking clothes on, you freak.
Then you literally ignore everything he says to launch 300 feet in the air with a rock.
Yeah, become Tao Popeye and just fly across on a tree.
Speedrunners are like, nope, he dies now.
Literally, the tagline for that game might as well be, you fucking what, mate? Then just launched to the castle.
I believe in England it was.
Yeah. Calamity Ganon is far too dangerous a foe for you to take on right now, Link. You should go and prepare. Link runs in wearing his underpants and carrying a wooden stick. Come out, dude.
Just to prove you wrong.
He just runs in and goes, "Have it, you fucking slag."
You see, Ghosts and Goblins and Zelda Breath of the Wild really are more similar than you might think.
You got the green Fruit Loop.
Cock ring. I was wondering where that went.
This one tastes like apple.
Apple Jacks, do they really taste like apple?
That was such a weird marketing campaign. Why do you want your kids to not know what your cereal tastes? I don't get it.
It doesn't taste like apples, it tastes like Jacks.
It tastes.
We took flavoring out of every Jack in the country.
No, I just look at this weird fucking mental image of Ryan licking Jacks from Mortal Kombat.
No, I had this weird image of like, they've distilled the taste of Jack from the Robin Williams movie, and that's what it tastes like. It tastes like an 80-year-old, 10-year-old. That's what this cereal tastes like.
Oh God, Jack the liquor. So it's this alcohol themed cereal for children.
Oh my God, is that actually a thing?
Jack the liquor.
Now it
Jack
is.
be quick.
Jack the liquor.
Jack drink all those candlesticks.
He's really drunk.
The problem with, at this point, Sonic being so slow is the scripted notion of Sonic running down that wall. He is running so fucking slow. He should have fallen down.
Please, Sonic had Spider-Man powers far before Sonic 4. All right.
Yeah, true.
And this theme song slaps.
This is the. Oh my God, Clement, shut the fuck up. Twix isn't here. You don't have to fucking use that dumb kid language. Shut up.
It's amazing how somebody can eternally be 12 years old, but Caro somehow manages to do it.
Hi, Carol, by the way.
It is like this is probably, after Make Believes Were Born, the most overused song. Like, who's gonna rock the place? Please. I don't know. You fucking tell me, mate.
Is someone gonna actually answer the fucking question, please? I've been asking all day.
Did the Sonic Rush composer do this game?
No, this was, I forget. I want to say, this may be wrong, but I want to say Kenichi Toko, who had been with the franchise since SA1, was the sound director. But a lot of the like singing is attributed to Rumblebee, who at this point in the franchise were probably best known for Sonic Speed Riders, the theme song to Sonic Riders.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, they do have a similar voice.
Which, you know what? It's only 90 seconds long, but I really like Sonic Speed Riders because that is the most English Sonic song ever. I'm gonna eat you. He doesn't pronounce the H. He's English. I'm gonna eat you, and then it just sounds like a drunken Londoner going like constantly falling over. That's what the theme song, the Sonic Riders, a drunken Englishman not pronouncing his H's, going just stumbling every 6
Sega
seconds.
during that time period was just following you around during your late nights around town.
Yeah, fucking. I'm gonna fucking hit you, mate, with Sonic Speed.
You
fucking
composers
cunt,
of
like-
Secret Rings is Kenichi Tokoi, Fumi Kumatani, Hideki Kobayashi, Shiryu Okamoto, and Le Club Bashra.
This game's soundtrack isn't that long. Why did they need 5 people?
Well, you know what it is. There's 14 level tracks, and then there's a bunch of music for the mini games.
Oh, yeah, actually,
cutscenes.
that's probably it, because I'm sure lots of the minigames have their own themes and stuff like that.
They do. Well, some of the mini games are just playing the violin, so all of those have like tracks and some of the mini game music. I want to say there's a music track, and I forget which game it's for because I haven't touched this multiplayer mode in like 4 years. But on the soundtrack, there's a piece of music called Purple Pants that honestly it sounds like Splatoon music. So I'm gonna say Nintendo are a bunch of thieving bastards. I have nothing.
I thought it was like some sort of like kids version of Purple Rain.
Purple pants, purple pants.
Oh, purple pills from T12. That's what they got.
Purple pants, all in my brain.
See, Purple Pants makes me think of Jax from Mortal Kombat.
Which, according to Ryan, does taste like apple.
Sonic, we're running out of the fucking building. If I look up, I'm looking backwards, you dog. What are you talking about?
I mean, one positive about this game, it doesn't have a live system. You can die and die and die and die, and
I guess it's progressive in that way.
It will. I mean, you will.
This game's woke.
Yeah.
It's a woke AF Sonic game.
Ahead of the curve.
You know what? I'm gonna say. Looking at this now, I might actually say this industrial factory stands out more than the dinosaur level, which is not a sentence I thought I would ever say in my life.
Well, that's because it's allowed to have sharp angles and not look bad. Versus foliage never looks good if you're two console generations behind. You know.
But I just think. I just mean thematically. The fact that there was like this industrial like factory makes less sense than having like a jungle with dinosaurs, I think.
Well, they have like golems and stuff that are like, those are basically like ancient robots. So I suppose it kinda works a little bit.
Well, that's magic. I will, but you tell me you have like giant rock monsters or like water demons. That's magic. I'll buy that. But this is like technology, which. I just saying that I'm like, nobody gives a fuck. I don't give a shit. This game is dumb. I'm going by.
It's not technology. It's steampunk. It's different.
That's
it's
still
steampunk. You don't
fool.
have. If it's steampunk, it doesn't have to make sense, Gareth. All right.
When in doubt, MagiTech.
When in doubt, masturbate.
Well, Clement got it anyway.
I mean, yeah.
I've played Final Fantasy.
yeah.
Who is going to rock the place?
The same people who let the dogs out.
Goddamn Bahama, man. These aren't the best days of my life.
It's been 20 years and we still do not know who the dogs were let out by.
Did we ever find out who the real Slim Shady is? Does anyone who stands up the real Slim Shady? Because I stand up and be the real Slim Shady.
It's like Spartacus. It can be all of us and none of us at the same time.
Cool.
We're all Slim Shady.
Maybe the real Slim Shady was the friends we made along the way.
God damn it, Garrett.
It's him! What's he doing here?
It's him. Fucking leg it, lads.
He's just doing his morning yoga.
Okay, so I love this because, what was her name? Merlina?
Yeah.
In Black Knight?
Yes.
Summoned Sonic almost using that spell
Same spell.
verbatim.
Same spell, yeah.
So I like to think that Sonic in the context of King Arthur is the same.
It's a djinn that controls fire. It's called an Ifrit.
Now, for some reason, one of the world rings is inside this thing, even though Razor Jin is looking for them.
I would have liked if she said nothing, or Sonic goes, "That's," like he knows what that is, but he has no fucking idea. That's long pause, and she's like, "What is it, mate? Oh no, you started, mate. What is it? Mr. fucking Mr. fucking Nono over here, right, mate? What is it?"
Have you gathered the 7 rings yet?
There's one inside the fucking thing.
There's only been 3 worlds, dude.
I'm a hedgehog.
I'd like, to be fair, Razor Jin, like you want me. I don't wanna say there's a problem with your plan, but you want me to collect the 7 rings. That's fine. You're threatening me. That's fine. But you kind of shot me with fire that could literally kill me any moment. Now, not to call you a fucking idiot, but that's not exactly the best way for your plan to proceed. You know,
It's motivational, so that he'll hurry. Because as we all know, Sonic is well known for taking things slow and breezy.
Which, he did. If you go back to the 3rd episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Love Sick Sonic, he tried to take Breezy. Am I right, boys? She was a fucking robot, and then she married Eggman's son. It's kind of a weird show. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
Yeah, there was a character called Breezy who was a hedgehog who looked like Jessica Rabbit.
Okay, Gareth.
Okay,
Gareth. I'm gonna say something here, and it's gonna be really sad, but you're a fucking nerd for knowing that.
Yeah.
Okay, just
All I'm
as
saying
long
is,
as we know.
But
All
they
right.
brought her back in the Archie comic books, but we didn't get to know if she was a robot because Archie are idiots and they fucked up the franchise, and now IDW has it, and then it's unlikely Sega will let them do Breezy again. But if you go back to that episode of Breezy, imagine Jessica Rabbit if she was a hedgehog, but with Homer Simpson's beard. Because literally they gave her like a hedgehog muzzle like Sonic, but she just looks like she has a Homer Simpson beard. I mean, I still did it, but it's just you can't. Back then the internet was scarce. All we had was VHSs of Sonic the Hedgehog. You did the best with what you had. Somebody else say something now, please.
Please go
keep
on.
Going, Gareth. Oh yeah, I forgot that they introduced like this speed up mechanic like after like 2 hours of gameplay. Probably your first time. It's
This
just
would
like
have been really useful in the first level, but now I'm good.
it's just like, oh, these orbs that are lying around actually have a purpose. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think they really help much. It's super situational.
Well, I mean, it basically gives you chaos control from Shadow the Hedgehog, so
I mean,
That's
kind of.
it,
it's not you can't control
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Well, no, because in that game it slows down everyone else as opposed to speeding you up. It's
Time
different.
stop.
I mean, it's kind of the same
Perspective,
thing, isn't
Ted. Perspective.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of what you as the player experience, it's a completely different phenomenon. All right.
I
Gosh.
always thought the big thing in SA2's multiplayer mode was that like Shadow's attacks had badass names like Chaos Control, Chaos Spear. Sonic was like the Time Stop.
Sonic Wind.
Attack.
Sonic Wind.
Just like Sonic, like I know you're the hero, but Shadow's clearly put
If you
way
can even
more.
hear the attack.
Yes,
in the-
as we have
the-
established, he's the coolest.
Shadow also puts way more effort into his attack names than Sonic.
He's had 50 years in a time capsule to think up of cool anime.
Well, he's been frozen. I don't think he was alive for those. Isn't he frozen?
Oh my god! If Shadow had cognitive thought while frozen in the time capsule.
Man, my left
I
foot is
know a
on
song that
I
gets
was-
on everybody's nerves.
Everybody's
No,
nerves.
the worst. No, seriously, one of my actual fears is like being frozen like that, but being cognizant and like having an itch in my leg for like the rest of my life.
John
I can think of
Jacob
no worse torture than that.
Bird thing.
I think the roof lock someplace
Hey, wait a minute, we're looking for rings. This kid's got a ring. Fucking break his legs. Take the ring.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Why don't we take the rings we find in the levels, all right, and grab a crayon, okay? And then we color over them in the different colors, and we'll see if Razor Jin falls for it.
You know what? That could have been a good gag when you meet him. He's like, bring me the 7 rings. Sonic just pulls out 7 rings from his ass. Here you go.
I get like hundreds of
Game
these a
over.
stage.
Yeah. Where does he keep them? I've been meaning to ask that.
At no point Sonic ever wishes for a gun.
I have one last wish. Give me a fucking Uzi.
But Johnny, as we discovered in 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog, he wouldn't be caught dead with those things.
That's why he'd rather die than use one.
All right, well then I got a wish to be a zombie. All right.
Well, no, Clement, it's fine because he's technically murdering fictional characters. Who gives a shit? That's the point. Like, I know this is again, Clement's gonna be like it's a video game, but in the context of this, in context of the Sonic universe, Sonic is a real person, but he is going in to save a fictional story. Who gives a fuck?
It's
Like-
just one copy of the Arabian Nights that ends up being the story.
You know what? Before it happened, when like he just calls up Tails. Tails, you got a bunch of books, you nerd. Go to your copy of Arabian Nights. Are the words still there? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. He just throws his book in the fire. It's defective. There you go. Game
Secret
over.
Rings needed the downer ending where you fail your mission, you go back to reality. It's like, all right, I guess I'll just get another one off Amazon, I guess. Or get the audiobook.
Sonic and the 1-star review. This copy was defected. Tried to kill me. Never buy again. Goodbye.
Here's the problem. Your book was switched to evil.